Hello and welcome to Tier Fun. This is Empty. I'm Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we've got a deck for you. Well, let's start out with an interesting bit of history behind it that pertains to none of you, only me. This is essentially a deck very similar to one that I played against in my first Grand Prix. Actually, I was on Affinity. This was round one. This is my first introduction to high-level Magic. I stomped face game one, figured they were a Jeskai control list because I didn't see Jeskai Kiki. Game 2 and 3, they had enough electrolyzes and bolts to just combo me out. And it was like a nice welcome to Modern. Of course, you know, I wasn't doing anything fair either playing Affinity. But yeah, so this is a deck that's been on my mind longer than most decks that I play, let's say. I saw it was on Reddit. Someone did very well. Reddit user BrovenLOL posted this list to Reddit. They did very well at a 1.5K tournament. And I was immediately reminded of that GP and figured, yeah, let's play it. Let's do this. This looks fun. The goal of the deck is to play your typical Jeskai control cards. Lightning Helix, you know, 3 damage plus 3 life, helps you race against the creature decks. Essentially, we have all the best spot removal in these colors. Path to Exile, you know it, you love it. The best Swords to Plowshares we have in Modern. Lightning Bolt, obviously, and Helix. We combine with those, we have what, 4, 8, 11 removal spells on the first 2 turns. So we've got the creatures on lock, and then we can interact with spells or planeswalkers either with our burn spells, or we have Remand typically doing its thing. Remand is at a bit of a premium, I suppose, in these combo lists, because delaying and cycling is way better in this list than it would be in, say, just a classic Jeskai control list where a Mana Leak or Stubborn Denial would be better. Sorry, not Stubborn Denial. Logic Knot. But yeah, the gist of this is to delay, or control, I suppose, with these cards plus Cryptic Command. And we play our threats at instant speed and then combo off with the Kiki Jiki. BrovenLOL's list had 2 Vendilion clicks. I, on the other hand, thought, I think 1 click is usually my magic number. And I like, since we're trying to combo with Kiki Jiki, just having an extra combo piece here. We get the 5th combo piece with the Restoration Angel and Pestermite. Restoration Angel, unlike with Splinter Twin, combos with Kiki Jiki. So you get a little bit more bang for your buck going for white. You get a 3/4 Flash Flyer. Sure, it costs 4 mana, but we're okay getting to that late in the game. That's what we want to be doing. And Resto also combos very well with, it combos decently with Click and Snapcaster Mage. It's a little, you get, essentially this is like a Kiki list that you're typically used to seeing in Modern, but there's more value, and we have Restoration Angel as more of a viable beater. Restoration Angel is also very great with our, besides, you know, outside of just comboing infinitely with Kiki Jiki and interacting well with our main deck creatures. Resto plus P and Kieran is very, very, very much value town. Yeah, it's legendary, but being able to create those extra tokens, it's so good. Resto blanks removal, it just makes this very hard to deal with. One of the things that BrovenLOL listed as an advantage to this deck is people are typically expecting you to be on Jeskai control. They're not going to expect the combo. Not a popular list. Well played. So they're going to be playing around spell quellers that don't even exist. So you pick up some equity there. I made some changes outside of just the Pestermite. I think having Rest in Peace, having access to Rest in Peace is good right now. That Mardu list did well at the Pro Tour. So this is pretty decent against it, not to mention Dredge, which is online. And basically, I like having the Haymakers, right? And White has some of the best hate cards, so why not play them? I also went with Stony Silence, so I went with Rest in Pieces over Relics and Stony Silence over Wear and Tear. I also jammed in another Stony Silence over, I think, Celestial Purge or something. Purge is a great card, but I think I think just having access to, like, Stony Silence is great against Affinity, obviously, but it's also really good against it's decent against Lantern Control and even Tron on the play. I went with Wrath of God over Supreme Verdict. The reason there being destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. I think the matchups we want a sweeper in, well, we're not worried about our Wrath being countered. And sometimes you're staring down a Thrun and you're like, why? What did I do to deserve this fate? Well, you played a blue-white-red deck. That's one. But two, you didn't have Wrath of God. So we're not going to fall into that. We've got Wrath of God. The aforementioned Pian Kiran Nalar, graded offense, graded defense. Able to block edge champions thanks to these stoppers. Oh, the other change I made for the list was adding a Keranos. I believe Broven had... the Torrential Gear Hulk. I think Keranos is maybe just better in this list because we're only really we have two Cryptics. I guess we probably sideboarding into these as well, but I think having Keranos lets us become more of a grindier control list post board. And I just like playing that kind of deck over the Gearhulk decks. I think Gearhulk's a great card, and if you wanted to play it, it's probably very good. It is a very good card. It'd be very good in this list. I like where Keranos takes us value-wise. Anger as a sweeper and Answer to Dredge, so we actually have 3 Dredge cards. And we have the classic Dispel and Disdainful Stroke. Disdainful Stroke for big mana, or it's our Tron. It's all right against Storm, but it's basically just there for big mana, big spells. So like Tron and Valakut decks. Dispel, your catch-all answer, obviously. And Search for Escanta is the single best card for grinding in these colors, I believe. Post board, I would actually love to have access to 2. I just think the sideboard is kind of good in a good spot right now. So having 1 is great. Having more than 1, I think would be better. I think 2 is the magic number, and maybe even finding space for 1 main deck might be all right. The only reason I didn't work actively hard to get it in main deck is because Kiki Jiki, the combo is a creature-based combo, and this searches for non-creatures. If we were running something like the other 2 blue-red combos, be it Madcap Experiment or Through the Breach, I think you almost have to have space for this main deck. It's too good. Of note, BrovenLOL opted for 4 Opts and 2 Serum Visions rather than something reversed. I think that's correct. Snapcaster Opt is too good, especially when you have Restoration Angel. That becomes restorating a Snapcaster to get Opt, or, I mean, get Opt on an end step is way better than basically any other option when we're trying to dig for a combo or answers or anything. I love Opt. I love Opt in these decks. I think Serum Visions is better in a list where you're more tapping out on your main phase. We're not tapping out. Kiki Jiki is the only card we're tapping out for main phase, and that is hopefully to win the game. I think that's about it. We are at instant speed, trying to combo off with infinite Pestermites or infinite Restoration Angels. We could also find a spot for maybe something like Cube favorite. Drawn a blank, but we're going to keep this video rolling. I'll think of it later, and we can make fun of me then. All right, well, let's pause here and get into some games. Boom! All right, here's round 1. I think this is a keep. We have Lightning Bolt, we have Lightning Helix, we've got Snapcaster Mage, and we're on the draw, so we can draw into some hand sculpting. Ooh, looks like we're probably playing against Storm. Interesting. I don't think Storm did all that well. In fact, I think it did pretty bad at the Pro Tour, so I was kind of maybe not expecting to see much of it today at least, but we'll see. The Pro Tour, though, I got to be honest, I was worried, I suppose, that having the pros focus on Modern for a chunk of time would lead to them maybe thinking one deck was better than the other, and then it being overrepresented in terms of numbers, and then have that trickle-down effect Ooh, let's go with fetching. Have that trickle down effect throughout the rest of Modern in its entirety, as it's played on a daily basis online or in stores. Like if 40% of the pros thought Death Shadow was amazing and they decided to play it all, they all decided to play Death Shadow, and then regardless of if it's, you know, the quote-unquote overpowered best deck, it will, ooh, jeez, this would be pretty good against the Kiki Jikis. Just seeing it represented, like, say, if 1% of the decks make it day 2, but there's, like, a whole lot of people playing it, just little things like that. But I think Modern is in a phenomenally healthy point in its history. We'll let that resolve because we can't do anything about it. And the pros couldn't break it, so I think we're in a very good spot. We're going to be mana conscious, play the most efficient use of our mana. This lets us, if we draw a counterspell, hold up a lightning bolt or a lightning. Ooh, they're remanding this? All right. What do we do here? I think we do shock. Yeah, we're gonna shock and then lightning helix again. The other option, of course, was to play it tapped, conserve our life total, but I think that's not 100% where we want to be at in this game. Our life total isn't isn't completely under threat. Obviously, it does matter. Every point we take is a spell, one less spell they have to cast to go off. So it's important, but I think holding up opt here is more important. We could also have just played Lightning Bolt, but I think concealing the information is good. Wow, do they just have it? Oh, okay. We'll let this resolve before we cast opt. We don't want to give them... We want to have them make their decision with as little information as possible. So that is the reasoning there. Plus, we want to see what we need to find. They could get something interesting. Or atypical, I suppose, is the right word. And if they do, we want to have our cantrip to be able to respond to whatever shenanigans they're up to. Alright, so it looks, this to me says that they probably have Past in Flames in hand. There's nothing we can really do about that. So we can either bin the mana, or we can bin the enablers, I suppose. Manamorphose being probably, I think, the best because it cantrip. So I think we probably want to bin Manamorphose and Grape Shot and just let them have the mana. We could also just bin the rituals. I think I like that, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because they need one more mana to cast a Past in Flames. Yeah, let's bin the rituals. This way, they're going to need to have a reducer to go off, and we have a boatload of interaction for that particular plan. Looking for lands and restos here. Well, it's a land. I guess we'll keep that. Hopefully our next card is Restoration Angel. Nope. Alright, we'll pass. I think we're looking to snap... well, maybe. Revival, okay. Yeah, we'll let this happen. We could opt there looking for a mana leak, but I think it's better to do it, well, maybe not. Maybe that was the line. Doing it on their turn gives them more mana for their grape shots. Sorry, not mana. More storm count for their grape shot. So we're running afoul of that here potentially. So they're leading on Manamorphose. Interesting. I think. So another hand was Manamorphose Grape Shot, and now it is also Electromancer. I think we should just opt here. Okay, well, I think, all right, we'll keep this on top. Now we just need to draw, we're 2 turns away, and I think with these bolts, given what we know of their hand, I think they're going to be all right. So let's see what they go for here. The ritual on the stack, let's bolt. So they're going to get to electrolyte, sorry. They're going to get to grape shot us here for a bit, but we're threatening lethal in 2 turns. And I think that's okay. It's going to be close. It could be that we just wanted to make sure we 100% could deal with this, with their aggression this turn. And by that I mean binning the, or bottoming the Restoration Angel. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so they're ritualing again here? No. Okay, so we got their reducer, that's good. They can still gifts here, if that is in their hand. Looks like it might be. Oh, Baral. Interesting. So now they're going to ritual again, I assume? They could just grape shot us for 7, though. I guess it's 8. Yeah. Alright, with that on the stack, let's bolt it. And then we'll F6. So I think we're good here. They have 1 card in hand. We have Restoration Angel, Snapcaster Mage. Well, let's cast this Resto. So they can remand this. But if that's their only card in hand, I think we're good. Oof, alright. Didn't get the land. That's fine. We have Bolt Snap Bolt and Bolt Snap Bolt. So that's 9 just in lightning bolts. Sorry, 12 just in lightning bolts. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have lethal next turn just off of Snapcaster beats. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So they need. I don't think 2 cards can do it here. Ritual. We could snap opt, but that's not doing anything. Ritual Past in Flames. It's pretty good. Okay. We might be dead here. Yeah, we are just dead here. Wow. Yep. If we had 1 more land, we could snap opt looking for something. As is, I'm kind of just hoping they can't do 13 spells. They might not be able to. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we can just snap Helix to stay alive, I think. Hilariously enough. Well, this will give them access to 2 blue, so they can gifts here. It's probably the line. If they do gifts, we want to give them the reducers. Looks like they're gifting. Okay. Reason being is that we can bolt them. And they only have access to 3 mana here. Storm counts at 9, so they can play 10, 11, 12. Okay. So we have to bin the Grape Shot for sure. And I guess we bin the... Well, do we have to bin? We could bin both rituals? Because I don't think they have enough mana to Grape Shot, right? They could Grape Shot us now, but they can't double Grape Shot unless they have another ritual in hand. So yeah, let's bin the rituals. So here's Manamorphose for free. But it doesn't make mana. They need to find a ritual. 2 rituals to be exact. If they can find 2 rituals to flashback Past in Flames, then Snapcaster Helix won't do it. As it stands, we're precariously close to dying even to Snapcaster Helix. Because they can go to 8. They can cast this for free. That storm counts 11. And then this is 12. Yeah, okay, they're putting Brawl on top. And then they Serum Visions for 12. Okay, we're going to be just enough. What a weird way to win. Not typical. Not typical. So they get to draw Brawl next turn, but it won't matter. So Snap, we'll make sure... Okay, so cast 12 shots. Okay. 1, 2, Snapcaster Mage, targeting Helix. Helix puts them to 6. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to Snap Bolt also, I guess. Red, white, F6. I guess we can just bolt, yeah. I don't know why. Counting's hard sometimes. All right. This was a spicy win. Lightning Helix, man. More applications than you imagine. Oh, and a leak was on top. So we actually would have got there if we'd bottomed that Restoration Angel the turn ago. Ends up not mattering. All right. So that was great. Well, I think we definitely want Rest in Peace. And Dispel. I think they're probably going to sideboard into their... Empty the Warrens plan. So we probably want those. We might also want Keranos just to grind through. I think the combo's fine. Click's good. All of our Remands and Mana Leaks are fine. Helix was obviously good. Electrolyze we can upgrade for sure. Cryptic might be too slow. 4, 8 is I think 11 interactive spells for their creatures might be too much. I don't know. I think we don't want Keranos. We definitely want these 4. And it's just a matter of if we care about Empty the Warrens or not. I assume we do. Which means Explosives is probably better than Anger. But they're both probably just good. So we need to trim 5 more cards. We could trim Helixes, even though it just won us the game. I think it's the worst of ours. We could also trim Pestermite. Just rely on resto beats. I think we value. We don't want to give them lands, but I think 1 mana interaction is just the bee's knees here. So, well, yeah. I think I like this. Sort by CMC. Shave a Cryptic. It could be that we're overboarded here for their token plan, but we do very much want we want to have an answer to it, because we don't really we're very stone cold to it, outside of just comboing, obviously. Oh, there's no liquid, there's no water near me. It's an oversight on my part. The old Kiki Resto 1-lander. They mulliganed. We have a Serum Visions double Dispel. I think we can keep this. 2 cantrips, combo in hand. Dispel. Like, we're weak to creature beatdowns. So we just kind of hope that doesn't happen. All right. Well, we can lose on turn 2, but it's so rare. We're going to get Fetch Shock here. They would need Manamorphose. They would need a lot. I could go through it all, but it would take me a second, because they need a lot. They need a Reducer, they need Manamorphose, they need 2 Rituals, and then they need... Maybe they need 2 Manamorphoses. We'll bottom this resto. Top the second Opt. So next turn we draw Opt. Ooh, Oversight. This should have been Sacred Foundry. No, it shouldn't have. We need the blue. I think we should have actually led on Island, and then that should have got Sacred Foundry because of resto. So yeah, let's keep both Opts. I like having access to Opt. So yeah, they need Reducer, double Manamorphose, and a Ritual. So they'd have to Ritual, Manamorphose, Reducer, Ritual, Manamorphose. I think there's another line around it, but I'm a bit shocked. Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have the Bolt for it. We could look for it here. Hold up 1 Dispel. Yeah, I think that's the line. Otherwise, we could just hold up 2 Dispels on their turn, which isn't bad. But I kind of want to save these for... gross. We have to bottom that, otherwise it would be good. Oh, that's not good. I want to save these for countering gifts, ideally. We will, however, counter a Ritual if they go for it here. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's best to counter the gifts. Okay, they don't have it. Plus side is we're not missing a land this turn. If only we had that path. I guess we'll shuffle that path back in. Kind of hoping to get a gift here. So we need to draw a mountain or a red source in these next 2 turns to cast Kiki Jiki. Opponent looks to be flooded. I do think we want to shuffle the the path back into circulation, so I'm going to fetch here. Getting Sacred Foundry tapped, and then we're opting into a Lightning Bolt. Another Resto. Guys, please. Alright, so we drew another red source. And there's the path, though I think at this point we're kind of alright. So here's the dilemma. We play path on our turn, giving them access to 5 mana. Or we hold up mana all throughout, hoping to just jam a Restoration Angel and then untap and Kiki. I think that's okay. At this point, the reducer's done. The reducer's it's bad. It's bad to have a reducer always, but the damage is kind of done at this point. Okay, so if we the damage, we're past the dangerous zones, especially with this. So let's just jam here. The thing we are opening ourselves up to is I guess they can resolve the gifts here, but they can only win at sorcery speed. So they remand us. Okay. I guess that's what we're opening ourselves up to, but that's okay for us. Now we'll have the mana to play this Resto and Path, so I think we probably do Path. Conversely, we could not Path. Yeah, we can't Path, actually. It's either Resto or Path. So I guess we'll just see what happens here. This could be greedy. We have Path and double Dispel. Opponent appears to be flooded, though. There's sleight of hand. Can't dispel that. We have the ability to just win here, though. Ritual. Let's let that go. So we can get the gifts, and then if they have a remand, we can get the remand. Swan Song. Okay, cool. So we actually get a 2/2 out of this. I'm not, because of the reducer and the 3 mana floating. Oh, maybe it was better to just counter that, because now they. Okay, I'm sorry, they have 0 cards in hand. We do let them potentially dig. I think because of their deck, they did want to draw and then discard. Because it could have been a gift. What is that card? Ooh, Donut. They don't want to attack here. We're going to flash in Snapcaster. Okay, we can actually. So we'll Path here. And now, because we don't have the spells to save us from interaction plus gifts. Oh, sweet. We want to, I think, just get spells in our graveyard and deal with the reducer. Because resolve gifts with the reducer on the, like, if that gifts had resolved, we would be dead. Yeah. We'll hold up Snapcaster Dispel and Resto this turn. We can, if I could negate that, I would, but Dispel does not get sorceries. Okay, sweet. Hopefully they don't remand. Doesn't really matter, it's just annoying. Okay, and then let's say no. Ooh, that's a good draw. But let's just jam Kiki here. We could have played Rest in Peace and had Snap Dispel, but I'm going for infinite combos. If they have remand, so be it. Come on, resolve. Infinite combo. Opponent gave us the GG. All right, all right. Whew, okay, well that was great. We got to show off a bit of what this, everything about what this deck's about. Versatility and combo kill. If the Resto had resolved, obviously, Kiki copies Resto. Resto copy enters the battlefield. Bouncing Kiki. Is that how it works? Yeah, and then we... well, good thing they didn't make us go through it. And then Kiki copies Resto, and you just go through that infinitely. So, yeah. We'll be back for the next match right after this. And we are back for round 2 with Jeskai Kiki. As you might have noticed, I'm trying to be a bit more aggressive with my editing. In one part to maybe work around potential sound issues. In another part just because I think cutting out some of the dead time in between rounds is just good. Opponent kept 7. We have a great hand with tap lands. A single fetch land unlocks this hand's potential. I think we keep. When it boils down to it, if we can't, we are a turn behind on this with these double tap lands. Ooh, okay, Lantern immediately. We'll see if we're gonna hit that fetch. No, we do not. We do get a resto though. Opt on top. I guess we don't need red right away, so let's have access to both red and white. Not that path is going to be actually any good against Lantern. So we'll see how good this matchup is. I honestly have no idea. Assembling a 2-card combo against them is a tall order. So, okay, they have Pixis as well and Mox Opals. They are going to be able to empty their hand. They get to see what is up. It might behoove me to actually concede here. The reason I would is that Kiki Jiki, they don't know about it. We're not playing a tier deck, quote unquote, or a known deck. Okay, so there's another resto. Oh, there's a remand too. So, oh, they took my opt. That's interesting. I guess that makes sense, actually, right? Because that's the card I was hoping to cast. So, revealing a Kiki Jiki here would actually be a loss in equity. But I think we're going to play it out. I think if I was playing this match for like, just for my own wins, losses, if I was in like a big money tournament or something, I might concede here just to conceal my information. But since this is all about you guys and entertainment and gameplay, let's just play this one out. They didn't slam a bridge here, and they're not drawing one next turn, so that's fine. We can remand any spell. We're definitely getting a Snapcaster down, and we're probably going to want to path it just to get more lands, hilariously enough. So they're exiling that. Oop, there's Pestamite. Jig's up. They know what's happening. At least they should. Alright, so they're drawing Codex Shredder plus an unknown. So they will have access to 2 lock pieces, library manipulators, which is great for them. Okay, so they just drew, and there's Whir. Okay, we can't let Whir resolve. But we might have to, well, no, we just can't. We do have cryptic commands to unsummon Whir. Oof, gross. So we'll just see if they go for it. It isn't instant, though. Man, Whir's so good. So we can't do it. I would love to path this to get a creature card. Or, sorry, to get a land. that's the word I was looking for. But we can't tap out of this remand, at least until they jam it. I mean, they might be able to just recast it, right? 1, 2, 3. No, they can't yet. Let's see if they go for it here. Interesting. There's Kiki. That's the worst possible card. Oh, gross. So we're in a bad spot. I guess it's actually good to have it in our hand because now we can draw to Cryptic potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Can't cast anything. We'll discard a Resto. Opponent milling my land, sure. So that was smart of them, actually. It is unfortunate that there's a Snapcaster on top of my library because that's one of my best cards against them. But they got rid of my land, which I would have loved to have drawn into. And they get to jam their... let's discard... Resto. They get to jam their Whir this turn. Kiki plus Click is actually very good too. We might be able to do some sneak out a funny win here. They didn't go for it. Huh. And they let me draw Snapcaster. Interesting. Let's see if they mill this land or not. They know the entire contents of my hand. Oh, so they let me have it. Let's rid ourselves of Lightning Bolt, I think is the least pertinent card. Dealing, well, Bolt, Snap, Bolt, that's 6. Put them to, yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll keep Bolt. We'll get rid of Path then, since we're about to draw land. I do like Path, though, ramping us. Snapcaster's great. Pestermite or Resto. Both of them combo off. One's further off. We could also get rid of Kiki, but I think we're definitely playing a long game here. This is tough, actually. Let's get rid of the Bolt, and we'll see if that bites me. If they go to Pixis or something... Okay, so they're Pixising us now, which means we're not guaranteed to draw that, so I'm going to Path my guy for land. Get a... I think we get Island. It puts us further from Kiki, but we want to be casting Cryptics. We could also get Mountain. We don't need Cryptic until after we've drawn. We have the mana for Kiki. Yeah, so let's get Mountain. Okay, Tarn on top. That's actually bad for us. Oh, Tarn again. So opponent, interesting. I think they wanted to jam there. They definitely wanted to jam there. Okay, well now we can... Interesting. Doesn't Whir put it onto the battlefield? Oops. Whoa. Whoa. Crisis alert. Crisis alert. I guess they're just being cautious. Okay, here's another Whir. Can they play it again? Nope, so we might as well Snapcaster remand it one more time. Drawing a Path is good as well. It gives us more lands. I'd prefer it to be maybe an opt or something, but it's also a shuffle effect. Can't wait to sideboard this out, and this. Though it's not bad, like shuffling and getting rid of our own creatures. They can get rid of our Click here, I think is the one they want to. Snapcaster's fine too. Click is great because it lets us draw. It's another way to mess with their interactive spells, their Codex Shredders and what have you. Okay, they finally get it. So we get to draw that. Okay. Would have liked to have a land so we could just play Kiki Jiki and Resto and start going off with our graveyard. But I think we need to keep the Snapcaster for Resto and Kiki's. So let's just pass here. We're gonna electrolyze to hopefully get this land. We'll see if they activate. They're gonna activate, just a matter of when. Don't need that Resto, just need one of them. Ooh, unfortunate. Well, actually, okay, so we're gonna path to make sure that, wait, no, that was almost really bad. Bouncing Snapcaster gives us access to this. So next turn, no, okay. Once we assemble, ooh, a second one. That makes it very hard. That makes it very hard. I don't know if we can get past the second one. Play this untapped. Pass the turn. Okay, milling our Glacial Fortress. Here I think we Resto, well, no, it doesn't matter. It's a Lightning Bolt. Okay. We want to get rid of this card. Should have had a stop my draw step. Okay. Lesson learned. So we wanted to get rid of that. This is annoying as well. Another ensnaring bridge. Oof. So we could have clicked any of those things away. So at this point, what's our out? So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we can burn them out. So let's click target myself. Get rid of this path at this point. Draw this bolt. That's good. We drew that too. Okay, opponent's letting us have things. Okay. So this abrupt decay. Ooh, okay. So they're getting rid of their abrupt decay. Okay, opponent doesn't see this line then, which is good for us. The downside is they're probably going to cast this. They're definitely going to cast this Thoughtseize. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunate. Let's see what they go for. Hope it's not Kiki Jiki. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we could have done this to the Resto, but my game plan here is burn them out. So that's what we're going to do. Plains is fine, right? I guess we want as many red sources as possible, so let's not care about our life total. White, red. Let us draw this bolt. That's not smart. Okay. So this is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need one more bolt. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, no. This is lethal. This is lethal. We just have to get it onto the battlefield. So the game plan here is to just copy Snapcaster Mages and cast our spells in our graveyard. Bonus drawing Codex Shredder. We have to... Interesting. 3... It's going to be close, actually, because they're going to gain life. I don't know if we have enough, actually. So, let's copy the Snapcaster. Lightning Bolt face. Okay, let's set a stop on my upkeep from now on, because I think I wanted to fetch there, or to attempt to opt there. Okay. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we have enough mana though? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have enough mana, but do we have enough Snapcasters? Resto bounces, Kiki bounce. So we can only ever get one Kiki activation. Unfortunate. So we can get a... Alright, let's let it stop on there. Draw step 2. Okay, that's unfortunate. So they're getting rid of this island. So we got a 12 here, which is out of our range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can get one activation here, so we can do 3, 6 damage, put them to 5. I guess we let this resolve. We don't want to draw this land, though. Bobble, sure. Steam Vents tapped. Snapcaster's good. Let's see if they go for it. I'm sure they will. This actually isn't that important. We also have Pestermite to tap something. Mana Leak is not good. We'll bottom that. Helix, great draw. Okay, so let's Helix. Bolt. Copy a Snapcaster. Yeah, we did it. Targeting Helix, I guess. Casting Helix. And then on the upkeep, we will just flash back a Bolt and win this game. Did you see that one coming, guys? Because I certainly didn't. That was awesome. Wow, that was really cool. Bolt face. The coolest thing about Lantern, let's lead with this. Lantern is not all that fun to play against, but if you're looking for positives playing against Lantern, the coolest thing is that it forces you to play different and to think different. You got to stretch your brain a little bit, and you can find lines like that, and they'd end up being very rewarding, I think. So that was awesome. I was very glad to get that on camera. Jeez. I think where we want to be is stuff like this. Rest in Peace is not where we want to be. We could leave in all the burn, but we definitely want to get rid of the paths. I think Kiki Jiki is fine, just as you saw. Just a decent value engine. They're gonna definitely have Graph Diggers cages and graveyard stuff post board, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay like this, and let's keep all the combo in because it might end up being good. We'll see what they have. If they have Pithing Needles, then I think we do need to get rid of these Kiki Jikis. Maybe we just want to have P and Kieran's instead of Kiki Jiki. I'm not sure. Maybe we want P and Kieran instead of Keranos? I think Keranos is just good in this matchup, though. So we'll keep an eye on this. We did win this game, so it's not end all be all if we lose the next one. But I do think P and Kieran would be all right. But I think Cryptic's too good. I think our Permission's too good. Click's good. Pestermite's good. We could bring in Dispel just for their Whirs. But that's like the literal only card that it hits. Oh, okay, we're keeping this one. Early Stony Silence is very good against them. And Search is also very great against them. If they have turn 1 discard, so be it. It looks like they don't. We're drawing a land too, sweet. They're probably going to mill that. Oh, maybe not, because of Graph Digger's Cage. Shutting down all of our graveyard. So if we get to draw this, I'd be very happy. Graph Diggers resolves. Pyrite Spellbomb. Ooh, that's pretty good too. Thank God for Stony Silence, though. Okay, we're going to opt into this. We're a very long way from it, but they currently don't have the mana for Abrupt Decay. If I'd known that was there. And Stony Silence shuts all their nonsense down. So they... Oh, okay, well... they need to draw another color... okay, well now they have the mana for Abrupt Decay. Okay. Well, we tried with Stony Silence. I'm kind of interested that they kept those in. Oh, they just have Bridge? Okay. Alright. So, we're just going to Jam Search. Pass. So, they have to decide what they want to spend their Abrupt Decay on. Stony Silence is probably what they decide on, but Search is also very good against them. Ooh, they have to have a land to have this be black. Wow. So they don't even get to do it this turn. Inquisition. Bolt or Opt, my friend? Probably Opt. So they can't Abrupt Decay next turn. No, we'll keep Sulfur Falls. We unfortunately have way too many combo pieces. Looks like they'll probably be able to cast this next turn. They just have to Ancient Stirrings and do like another Glimmer Void. We're going to Bolt their face because that's what we're up to. I think I might bin this. Nah. Fetch lands are pretty good against them. We're going to eventually need to cast them because they're going to get rid of the Stony Silence. Not this turn, though, but next turn they can. I prefer not to draw this, and we can just get a Resto down. I think that's all right. Spire of Industry. Okay, well, they can do it this turn. So let's see what they go for. I assume it's Stony Silence. If only Resto bounced non-creatures too. Probably be too good then. It'd be pretty much my best friend in that situation. Get Steam Vents. Draw Remand? Yes, we will draw Remand. So we're looking for another Stony Silence here. Could have just cycled that, but like it's whatever. They can just cast it. I'd prefer to attempt to get something of value. We're gonna bin this Pestermite. Ooh, interesting. Yep. We got that Helix. Opponent probably wanted to mill that. I guess now that they've seen Stony Silence, they have to be very careful, because if a Stony Silence resolves, they're in deep doo-doo. But we do... Okay, so they're going to Thoughtseize us here, so I guess we Remand. Sweet, get another Remand. They don't get to cast it. They have to, have to tap there. So they get to get one of our Kikis, but it's fine by me. We get to flip our search, and then we start digging. And the land actually really helps us. We want this. We do want it transformed. They only have one. Okay, we definitely activating. But they only have one way to shuffle or mess with it. They have, I guess, two ways. But just that. Oh no, they don't even have it. For some reason, I thought they had a mill rock on the battlefield, but it's just this lantern. So if we can get a do we Remand here? Nah. If we can get a Cryptic Command, we can just win. 1, 2, 3. Let's hold up Bolt. Take Bolt. Good thing we did that. So we're putting Restoration and Restoration and Click on the bottom. Bolt face. Why do they tap for blue? Do we want this? 1, 2, 3. No, I'm sure it's fine. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. The next land we get allows us to activate Search and play Cryptic, which would win the game. So we're doing pretty great here. I think I'm good just activating. I don't want any of those cards from the bottom of my library. Stony Silence is good too. I think we just value Helixes and stuff. I don't think we can afford to bin them. Like, Mana Leak is good, but I think this is our plan here, is just try to find as many burn spells as possible. So they have a Whir. Interesting. I think I knew that. So they're going to get Witchbane Orb, I suppose. I don't know what it costs 6. Yeah, Witchbane Orb. Okay. So they countered my Helix. I'm good drawing that. We'll pass. Witchbane Orb means that we can't burn them out. Because I knew about that, I wasn't thinking about it, but I did know about it. I was definitely... Okay. I think that means we should activate here. No, I guess it doesn't matter. Thoughtseize means we have to cast this next turn. Well, maybe we don't. We gotta find a Stony. Yeah. Serum Vision, sure. We are putting a lot of Snapcasters to the bottom. Let's activate again. I guess we can just win with Resto Beats. We don't even have to combo. So in that case, we'll let them cast this Thoughtseize next turn. I think we do... What? They don't want to... What are they looking for? I think Thoughtseize was one of their best draws. No. Okay, I probably should have cast this, actually. So, let's remand it, then mana leak it? That doesn't sound all that good. So they have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's okay. So remand and mana leak, 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have access to that, but we get rid of our fetches. Nah, we'll just let this resolve. They do get our Serum Visions, but that's the only card we really care about here. Take our leak, the one card I don't care about. That's good for us. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Have to take Helix, but we don't really want it. We're okay to draw this. We don't want to draw this Bolt. So it's... I guess we weren't okay to draw this. Well, shock. I keep thinking they have a Mill Rock, and I'm trying to play around it. So they've already gotten rid of one Lantern, so they're not going to want to get rid of another one. So let's shuffle this Bolt away. Get an Island. Play the Serum Visions. I'm going to put this Cryptic Command below the Cascade Bluffs, because they probably would Lantern it otherwise. Okay, and so we know where that is, so we're good. So we could also get rid of the... it's close, but I think we want to get rid of the... So they're drawing a card, so in that case we should get our Cryptic Command. Just to be safe. Oh, interesting. I did not expect that. Well, Engineer Explosives is pretty dang good too. We'll take that. Yeah, that'll seal the game as well. So I did not expect that. But I guess opponent was pressured into doing it. It is pretty suspicious that that's what we wanted to do. Oh, this is great. So we can remand this? So your other hand is Tezzeret. Nothing. Yeah, we just... Okay. They conceded, but... I mean, we were going to kill them. We could have... They didn't know about our Engineer Explosives. We got rid of the Engineer Explosives, put them to 2. Sorry, got rid of the Ensnaring Bridge, put them to 2, and then we win the next turn. So I was pretty happy. I was actually very happy with the way I navigated both those games, and I guess a little bit less of game 2 because I kept playing like they had a mill rock, but they actually didn't. Okay, so let's just jump right into game 3. All right, we're back for the last match in today's video. Interesting hand. We've unlocked everything on turn 2, but at turn 2, Serum Visions doesn't sound all that great. Hand is fine though, so I think we keep it. We've unfortunately been drawing a lot of our check lands early. Opponent mulligan though, so we got that at least. I do like them in these decks. This is just the risky run. And the odds are not, or the numbers on them are fine. It could be that maybe we want another island over a Glacial Fortress or Sulphur Falls or something, but I think we're good. Okay, we've got our upkeep stops from the previous game. Let's just get rid of those immediately. I don't think there's a universe. Well, there might be. I was going to say, I don't think there's a universe we want to path anything on turn 1. But pathing Goblin Guide, I think, is something we would want to do. But it's essentially the same thing, right? We shock and then path. Okay. We can... This is probably, judging solely off Bloodstained Mire and the success of the previous weekend, I'm thinking this is the Mardu list. I think I'll bottom this Tarn and top this Sulphur Falls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I think actually we want both of these. Next turn we snap Serum Visions. That allows us to get to Cryptic Command. And Cryptic's one of our better cards in this matchup. Assuming that's what it is. But yeah, the Mardu list, Jerry Thompson went undefeated at the Pro Tour with Mardu stuff. Alright, well, it's not Mardu. This is Death Shadow. Yep. Alright. They bin to Liliana, which is very good news for us. Liliana's quite strong against us. This path could be good here if they go for a... Looks like they might. They go for a Delve threat. Either Gurmag or Tasigur. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have to tap out for Gurmag. Okay. Well, they still don't have Stubborn Denial up, and they've already milled one. Ooh, opponent's going deep. We're just going to path this. We know what our next card is. Even if it's a 1/1 Death Shadow, we know we're not drawing a Lightning Bolt for 2 turns. So as long as they don't have a Disrupting Shoal, we get it. No reason to mess around, let them untap with Stubborn Denial. We'll just ramp them and be on our way. Alright. So we know our next card. We don't know what their card is. I think I'm okay snap Serum Visionsing here. We're definitely not doing it next turn because we want to hold up Cryptic, and getting 2 power down could be big. We have another snap for this path if they happen to get down something big next turn. Double Lightning Helix I think is actually good here. We have Cryptic, and then 6 points of burn. They're already at 12. I'm very, very big fan of Double Lightning Helix here. And they're down 1 Stubborn. So I think the odds are in our favor this game. They just jam Liliana here. Even that's not so bad because they're at 12. Like, we have them at 3 just off of Lightning Helixes. So, like, Helix, we can use 1 Helix twice thanks to Snapcaster, and then the other one. So we have them, I guess, technically at 1, if we can get a Snapcaster hit in. Either this one on the field or the next one. Now, that's obviously, you know, stubborn denials and all that can throw wrenches into the plan, but things are looking good. Dismember? Pretty okay with that. I would like for them to take 2 more. Yeah, nope. They're just going to tap out for it. Yeah, okay. His opponent's going deep. This is probably a Death Shadow. Sure. So we can snap path it, but I think I just like... So we don't want to fetch. We'll pass here. So my thought is to just... We can't cast Cryptic because I didn't play this Tarn because I want that next Helix. My thought is to just Helix them on their end step, see what they do. I was really hoping for another Stubborn Denial to get milled. They don't have red, so we're fine here. We gained 3 off of this, so this is just dealing us 2 damage. So another Delve threat? They're holding up Stubborn Denial. Let's see if they have it. They don't? Or they just don't care. Either one's likely. Okay, I think we can just pass again. So they have to take damage to get us to lethal. Like, I think we're just fine here. So we're gonna let this hit us. We're gonna Helix them down to 2. I guess we might as well Snapcaster here then, because we still get a Snapcaster Mage on the battlefield. This is technically lethal. I'm sure they have a stub, though. Just a matter if they also have Fatal Push. See if this goes through. Alright, all comes down to if they have another Stubborn Denial. Ooh, okay. Let's wait. I think we got this. Let's force them to cast it. Put it on the stack. Remand, Stubborn Denial, GG. Yes, all right. Game 1 in the books. Against Death Shadow. I do believe we want to be on, I guess, Engineered Explosives, Pia and Kieran. I think being able to combo is actually going to be rough against them, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Dispel seems fine. Search seems good as well, and Rest in Peace is a maybe. These are all the cards I'm interested in. Disdainful Stroke gets their big fatties, but I don't think I'm too worried about that. We have Path and the like. We can put enough pressure with Bolt, Snap, Bolt. So I think Remand is pretty medium. If we're going down on the combo, I don't want the Pestermite. Rest in Peace just shuts down their Delve threats, really, and their Snapcasters. The thing is, I like Remand on the draw to keep them off of Liliana, which is a pain in my butt. So let's say we do this. Explosives is also an answer to Liliana. Not the best one, though. Go down on Electrolyze. Still need to get rid of 5 things. It's kind of awkward to bring in Rest in Peace and Search. These are all great cards in the matchup. It could also be that we just want Kiki Jiki as well. Do we just go down on Helixes? Even though it was the sole reason we won last game. I don't hate that. Helix is really only going Dome, and I think Bolt is efficient enough that we want it. Cryptic is actually kind of rough, right? They're gonna have Stubborn Denials. Yeah, let's actually go down on Cryptics. And let's bring in the Rest in Peace. Nambo, of course, with Snapcaster, but I think it's worth it. It's a threat that they'd it's an annoyance to them, and I think I'm down for annoying them. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. I'm just gonna straight up, if we get to, I'm gonna lead on Engineered Explosives on 1. We'll see if we get to, though. Ooh, okay. Maybe now I don't. Because getting rid of Liliana would be good too. Let's just Serum Visions. We're looking for lands. Ugh. Is 1 Remand fine? 2 Remands definitely is not. Dispel, Dispel. I think we do want 1 if they turn 3 Liliana us. It's not a very intuitive thing to keep it on top, though. I'm very glad we played that Serum Visions, because we would have been, next turn would have drawn Remand or Restoration Angel. That's the definition of uncastable right now. I guess so is Karanos. Let's see if they're aggressive still. Yep. Okay. All right. They have Thought Scour as well. They kept in Fatal Push. Huh. That's interesting to me. I guess they think we have... Well, they get our Engineer Explosives here. Unfortunate. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. They could also see that... I could also see them taking Snapcaster. They knew we topped 1. If we bottomed both, they might actually leave us with Snapcaster and take Dispel, because that says we're searching for lands. They don't know that we are still searching for lands, but we might have accidentally convinced them that we have a land on top. It's actually an interesting take for the opponent. I think this is also a card they might want to leave if they know we're searching for lands as well. And knowing about Engineered Explosives, they can play around it, so they might be inclined to keep it there. Snapcaster is our best threat long term. Dispel's the only card we can cast. Yeah, I think that's the safe get there. I agree with this. They're just going to cast a Delve threat? No? Okay. So we really need to remand a Delve threat and have them not Stubborn Denial us. Like, if we can do that, we're in a good spot. If they Stubborn Denial this remand and our next card is not a land, we are up shit creek without a paddle. We're swimming in it. We're breathing it in. It's not good. None of it is good. All right, so we assume they're on Grixis Death Shadow, but you never know until you see the red. Ooh. So they're holding up Stub still. Interesting. Maybe it's Kolaghan's command and they're remembering our Dispels. Death Shadow. Sure. No real point in remanding it. I will remand this, though, or at least attempt to. No stub, no stub, no stub. Oh, they got the stub. Okay. Well, we're in a bad spot. We need to draw a path here. Bolt is acceptable. We'll just get this out of the way. Yeah, if that remand resolved, when we draw that bolt, we're very good. As of right now, we are not very good. We have outs to this Tasigur, but we have to draw them. Liliana, very, very good against us right now. Dispel's one of our few castable cards. We don't want to discard these. I guess it's one of these two. It might as well be Keranos. The thing is, if we do deal with, if we draw, say, Path, boom. Even just drawing Path isn't good. We'll probably have to get rid of both of these cards, so we might as well. We're gonna have to get rid of Keranos. We could have I guess we could discard the Dispel. Okay, it's all right. So, yeah, I guess we're snap bolting here. I was thinking maybe I want to snap Serum Visions, just because the land is great for this resto. Opponent has to keep plussing, or wants to keep plussing at least. They have one card in hand, and they just discarded a Fatal Push. All these things mean to me that Restoration Angel is going to be a good threat. I guess I could have snap bolted there, force them to plus, or force them to minus or not attack. They know about Snapcaster though, so let's see how they play. I'm definitely okay taking a 4 here. We can double Dispel if need be, if they have Stubborn Denial, End-Teamer, Battle Rage. See if they even plus. Okay, well, they're definitely plussing. There's no reason to play a land there. Well, we can snap bolt them to 5, attack them to 3. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to get more aggressive. So they need to have like a Stubborn Denial or something. We could also just get rid of Liliana. The thing is, Liliana's not doing much here. They didn't even... The card they have is good, so it might as well be... I think it's probably Stubborn Denial. But just getting down a 2-mana beater here is fine. If they don't cast it, it is 100% Team or Battle Rage. I do not want to redirect. Okay. This is Team or Battle Rage. I guess it could also be Snapcaster. Let's see if they push me here. Yeah, okay, it's Snapcaster. It's Kolaghan's Command, returning Death Shadow. Ooh, spicy. Okay. That was certainly also a card it could have been. Yep. I think we're alright here. So we know they have Death Shadow in hand. So we're looking for a Lightning Bolt off the top. Another Resto's alright as well. We do have to attack. Yep, so their hand is Death Shadow, which they're definitely casting. And they might as well plus. Get rid of this Dispel. Alright, let's draw a Bolt. not a bolt. Well, we're not dead, so I think we attack. Well, so we attack here. I think we attack and we dispel we click ourselves. I think that gives us the most draws. So let's attack Ice Blue. I suppose I should have clicked myself before to see what I was going to draw. Yeah. So we got two ways to play this, but this is the way I'm doing it. The other way would be, well, hang on. Let's give myself the most outs to do something. The other way to play this is just to click them, but I think banking on us drawing a card is better than, ooh, I wish we could have held up red white there. That's banking on us drawing something is better on banking on them not drawing something. Bolt. Flooded Strand does nothing, so let's leave it in hand. So this does leave us creatureless, but I'm pretty sure this is the line, because Liliana can just minus. So we have to chump here. If they have a removal spell, we lose. Let's see if they get cold feet. So I do think I'm bringing back in the burn. I think it's just good here. And I was mistaken. Collective Brutality. Yep, that'll do it. I don't know why it took him so long to cast it. Next card. Ooh, Path. Yeah, that would have been good too. We had outs. We had outs. So they kept in Fatal Push, which makes me think the combo's still fine. But I think this is how we want to attack this matchup. I'm fine. Oh yeah, we want these back in. For what though? Get rid of some paths, dispels. Mana Leak. We could just axe the Remand. If we say the matchup is too quick for Search for Azcanta, maybe that's where it is. It has been so far. So let's get rid of Search. I suppose we could also get a Pestermite in for one of these Helixes. It's kind of the same thing. I like that. And 2 Remands. We could also just get rid of the Helixes. Helix is a good draw. Zealous Conscripts. That's the card that I was thinking about having at least access into my sideboard or main deck. It's another infinite combo with Kiki Jiki. Not the time for it now. Not the time for it. Dispel is only going to get their Stubborn Denials and Kolaghan's Command. I guess because it gets Kolaghan's, it's pretty good. Rest in Peace is pretty good against Kolaghan's, though. Yeah, let's go down to Remand. It's so good against their Delve threats. Let's go down and Leak. I think because Remand is so insane against Delve, that's a reason enough for us to keep it. Sure. Let's keep this one for sure. So because we don't have Serum Visions, and because our hand's pretty great, this is going to fetch a tapped red source, so we can have access to PN Kieran. So I think we shock, turn 1, play this Engineer Explosives on 1. It forces them to Kolaghan's Command it. For value. So it's at minimum it says target Kolaghan's Command is half as effective. It's still going to be very effective, but That's what this reads right now. It also says target Death Shadow player has to play a bit more conservatively, which our hand is, I think, judging by the contents of our hand, that's where we want to be. But they're going for it right away. I guess you might as well. So Inquisition gets Path here. Thankfully, it's not a Thoughtseize, because P and Kieran is what we are looking for. Come on, something good. Alright, Glacial Fortress is not something good. So, the discard is the reason to play out your Engineered Explosives early. It's an imperfect answer to Death Shadow, because of the discard, you have to play it out as soon as you get it. And once you have discard, once they know it's there, it's way less effective. So it's probably actually a card I should not have sided in, the more I think about it. I would love to dispel this, but it doesn't really do much. It just would make me feel better. They milled an Angler, I like that. But they have one. And we do not have the Path or the Remand here. Remand would be so good. It's kind of ballsy, but I guess they did see our hand. If I draw a Lightning Bolt, I will 100% double spell this thing. Getting to turn 4 buys us a lot of time. Ooh, buys us a butt ton of time. So they don't know about Glacial Fortress, so I think we're just going to play this tapped. Conceal as much information as possible. Ooh, this one's going to be tight. This is definitely going to be tight. I think we do play the P and Kieran first. So if we find a spot to play Helix here, I think we do it. But I don't see how we do. Yep, 6. So we're going to take 5 here. We're on a 4-turn clock. 3 turn if they have Kolaghan's Command. But we can probably gain 3 life. Maybe not, though. Serum Visions, that's good. I guess it's not great. I prefer them to have nothing, but... bottom. So we can put them to 9 here, but I'm not going to. We want this Flooded Strand? I guess we don't. So we get this. They don't have 1-mana counterspell for creatures, and now we get to block forever. And then we get Restoration Angel here. So they pushed a token. That's just the way I like it. We get to block. So usually that's kind of annoying because it's 1 less turn of jumping, but we have Resto here. Do they have another land? They do not. Okay. We're actually pretty good here. This sends off warning signs to them, but I don't think there's anything they can do to Resto. They might have mana leaks, I suppose, but even then, just taking a hit for 5 isn't the worst. So, hoping for no leak. Leak gets us pretty good, but that's the only spell they have that I think gets us here. They don't have Revolt for another Fatal Push. Stubborn Denial doesn't get creatures. Yeah. Blowout Town. Are they just dead? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they are just dead. No reason for us to block. They have a Death Shadow, sure. So 2 mana gets rid of a Death Shadow, 2 mana remands, 2 mana helixes. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, undo. Let's get all of our lands out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's Xaxes. Assuming they don't have a 1 mana flash creature to block. Opponent making us sweat it out with our fetches. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Restoration Angel against these decks, especially in conjunction with PN Kieran. Creatures are harder for them to deal with. So let's red, white, boom, boom. Okay, so this just gets rid of Death Shadow. So they might think they're safe here, but we have remand. Red, white. And good thing we kept those remands in, right? Boom. But yeah, like these creatures, I think this way of attack. I think Death Shadow is actually a good matchup for this list. And we drew a Snapcaster. That's pretty great. And yeah, we end the video series 3-0. That's pretty great. The deck list is outside of how it played. I mean, not outside of how it played. The deck list outside of wins and losses. I'm actually a real big fan of this right now. Having a 4 mana spell to a 4 mana and a 5 mana spell kind of dodges the meat of Fatal Push. I guess Pestermite dodges it just the same. But I mean, Restoration Angel, in terms of if the reason that the new blue-red Kiki Jiki list is still playable outside of Splinter Twin is that Pestermite beats are good. And the utility of tapping. The utility of this Pestermite and the Deceiver Exarch is good, and that's why it's playable. Then the utility of Restoration Angel should make this list even more playable, especially in a field where Path is good, which it was today, and I think will be for the coming days. Obviously, it's not good against Lantern Control, and that's going to see an uptick after it won the Pro Tour. But I do believe the rest of our deck is pretty good against it. We have outs main deck to the lock, quote unquote. Be it sorry, the ensnaring bridge lock. We can bounce it on the end step and then combo off. Which is something they don't have an answer for main deck. With Abrupt Decay being their removal of choice. So I think we're actually pretty solid against the decks we're expecting to see. You want to have a whole lot of early interaction against humans, and we have 4, 8, 11. Not to mention these Snapcaster Mages, and even Electrolyze there to top it all off. I'm actually very happy with the sideboard. I'm very happy with this list. Rest in Peace could be. Stony Silence could just be straight up Artifact. It could be Wear and Tear instead of Stony. I think Stony's good enough against Lantern Control over something like Wear and Tear. Actually, I think it's really great because it forces them to have Abrupt Decay because we're going to keep in our counter spells. So if they have Abrupt Decay, good for them. But that's one less Abrupt Decay they can use for. Well, I guess there's really no other Abrupt Decay hits. So maybe we do want something like Wear and Tear over Stony Silence. That might be a thing. Stony Silence is obviously better against. It's playable against Tron and Eldrazi Tron. It's better against Affinity than I think just Wear and Tear is. But yeah, otherwise, that's the one spot I'd analyze going forward. But I think I'm very happy with this. Very, 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 very. If you can't tell, I'm very happy with this list. If I was to play in a tournament next weekend, I would be grinding this right now, trying to get in the reps to be comfortable with it. I think this is my big tournament deck list for right now. I'm a pretty big fan of it. And I'll probably be playing this a lot off stream to try to, fudge the numbers a bit. I do think, maybe 2 clicks is better than 1 Pestermite, but I like having the 5th piece there. And I think Pestermite is a little bit better than Deceiver Exarch. Yeah, you're more weak to Bolt, but if they have Bolt, they can just Bolt Kiki Jiki. And Pestermite is better at pressuring the opponent, which I think is where we want to be, considering our 7 burn spells and our flash 3/4. But yeah, I highly encourage everyone getting out there and restoing, sleeving up their restos, restoring Snapcasters, restoring Clicks, restoring Pestermites, restoring Kiki Jikis, restoring PN Kierans, restoring Keranos even if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to resto Keranos, but you never know. It could be out there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and are having a lovely day. This is Andrew signing off for Tier Fun. I'll see you guys around. Bye now. Enjoy.